Jake, have you ever tried any of
Diets.
the keto, vegan, intermittent fasting? What have you done? Have you tried any?
I reckon I've tried every single one of the conventional ones. I think I've done them all. Welcome back, guys, to the do's and donuts of fitness. We are on episode 3, and this is picking the best diet for you. So we're going to be talking about a bit of the do's and don'ts of dieting and why we don't really like specific diets. So before we go into any of that, Hayley, why don't you let us know what you've been up to this week?
This week, I have been... we've been doing our new YouTube video. We did the military fitness test. Go check it out. Yeah. Donuts of Fitness on YouTube.
Yeah, so go see who you think got a better score in the US Army fitness test, either me or Hayley.
And then I've done 2 runs since we last filmed the podcast. Even though I've been doing like my weight training and stuff, I've done 2 runs, so I'm pretty impressed with that.
I've done 3. No, I don't know how many I've done. I might have done 2 as well.
So yeah, I'm slowly getting back into my running. Like I totally didn't enjoy it for a while, but now like I'm enjoying it while I'm doing it as well. So that's good. I haven't really done much this week, if I'm honest. The weekend, I got quite bored.
Really?
Sunday, I think I was a bit annoying.
Annoying?
I think I got on my partner's nerves a bit.
That's what happens when you're locked in the house.
I know, I think so. But this weekend I'm going to do some cooking, so that should keep
you from boredom.
Keep me occupied.
What are you going to make? Are you making like? My mind's gone blank now. What's the word when you prep your food? Meal prep.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You bake
Friday I'm doing chicken parmesan. And then Saturday, we're making homemade beef burgers from like scratch. So we've got the mincemeat, and we're going to do that.
Nice.
Healthy.
Nice. Yeah.
What have you been doing, Jake?
So I'm just thinking about burgers then. What have I been doing? I've been still got the live workouts going. Still going strong with those.
Good.
I have been running a lot more still. I'm still keeping it up. I don't know on the last podcast what I'd done. I think I did a 10k.
Yeah, you'd done
before the last podcast.
Yeah, you'd done your first 10k.
First 10k ever. So let's up that a little bit. Today I did my first 11k. Well, actually, so I picked a route. Obviously, you know, I had to go pick up some donuts for today anyway, and the Sainsbury's is like 6 kilometers away or 5 kilometers away, and then going round to yours, dropping a donut off. That was like, by the time I got all the way back to my house, it was 10.9, and I was at my front door. I saw it was 10.9. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I got to go do another 100 meters. So I got 20 meters away, and it flicked to 11. I stopped straight away, turned it back around, went and chilled out in the garden.
No. Yeah, I'd do the same.
Apart from that, the weather's been pretty shit this week.
Yeah, it's been rubbish.
Last weekend,
I've been doing TikToks. I've been practicing TikToks. I'm trying to get this new one, but I just can't do it.
Go on, do it for the podcast. Come on, get up now.
No way. If there was a camera filming me, I don't know what people would think. I'm an absolute tit trying to practice this new one, but I'll get it.
I haven't been doing
TikTok, Jake.
I could do, but I'm not sure. I need to focus my energy on running at the moment. I think maybe TikTok. once I've got the running down, once I can do a marathon, I'll come to TikTok.
Okay, that could be your first TikTok.
Maybe it's pushing it out there. So yeah, but apart from like workouts, like doing my live workouts and doing some more running, it's been a quiet week really. The weather's been shit, so
Yeah, haven't been able to do much, have we?
Nah, and we're in lockdown still, so I don't know. I'm getting a little bit frustrated, to be honest, of lockdown. But
yeah, me too. But hopefully it'll end on the 2nd.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
I'm pretty busy, so it's not that bad. But I realised, like, I don't know, we've been in this like 2 weeks now, and I was just like getting a little bit agitated that we're not in the gym, and I noticed this week I'm getting a little bit worse. But hopefully next week I can. Maybe I need to start doing some of that yoga that you're doing.
Oh, it's so good.
Completely
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
zen.
I'm still doing that.
Good.
Doing that. And it's actually really good because I like, even when I'm sat doing my like FaceTime sessions with my clients, I'll realize how I'm sitting. Like, it's making me become more aware of my body. So I realize how I'm sitting, and then I'll like sit up like straight. As they say, I think it's like bring your heart over your spine or something like that. Head over your heart, head over heart, something like that. But I remember
I'm chilling
it,
back here, leaning back. That's why my back's fucked.
I remember it.
This is episode 3, and I still can't stop swearing. I'm giving it my best go, guys. I'm sorry. I've actually noticed since episode 1, I've had so many people say to me to stop swearing.
Jake,
it's actually, yeah, I can't help it. It's just it's just a word. Do you know what I mean? It's just an emphatic word. Like when you swear, just creating emphasis on something.
I know what you mean.
Such a beautiful way to create emphasis. Anyway, before we transition into diets, that's for everyone watching on YouTube.
Oh yes.
I'm just going to show you the donut of the day because I'm close to taking a bite.
Oh, are we not eating it now?
No, not yet.
Oh, that's why you showed me it.
I would say we could do it, but I feel like it's funnier to make you wait.
Okay. Right,
so,
let's talk about it. Picking the best diet for you. Jake, have you ever tried any of the keto, vegan, intermittent fasting? What have you done? Have you tried any?
I reckon I've tried every single one of the conventional ones. I think I've done them all over years. Like, I think going back to probably being like 18, 19, when I went to uni, you're cooking for yourself. And I was really into bodybuilding as well. Like, I wasn't big, but I was like into it. I was trying to get bigger, and I was quite a slim kid. And I think, so I was really into my food, really into diets. I'd follow a lot of bodybuilding diets. And then, like, you just, I'm sure everyone can relate to this. You just come across this one idiot who you think's like not an idiot at the time. And you're like, this guy's like, keto is the best way to get shredded. And you're like, I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm going to follow this diet. Like, so I've done that with lots of different ones, but specifically keto. Keto is actually probably one of the most recent ones I've tried. And it's not good. So for anyone, I guess I may as well just describe keto for anyone that is thinking of trying it.
Explain it a bit, because people get mixed up between like low carb and keto. Like, I've done a low carb diet where it's like you don't eat as much, like you hardly eat any rice and stuff, but you're still piling on the veggies and the fruits and stuff. But
that can have some good benefits, I think, for most people. Yeah. Keto, on the other hand, I don't think is beneficial for most people. It really doesn't fit into like the modern way we live. I don't know. Like, there'll be some people that follow keto that will disagree with this, but look, to get into ketosis is very, very difficult. So the correct me if I'm wrong, and anyone that does keto that knows more about it than me, I might butcher this completely, but the way that our bodies burn fat, the idea of keto is to try and switch that so that your body uses ketones for energy rather than carbohydrates for energy. So ketones are something your body produces if your body is very, very low on carbs and you're eating a high fat diet, hence the keto diet.
That's very correct, Jess.
You call me Chess.
No, I said Jake, but it sounded like I said Jess when the thing came out.
Yeah, so I thought you said Chess, and then I was like, maybe you mean Jess, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's not even my name. So basically,
yeah, it echoed.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So basically, if you are eating a low enough amount of carbs, and you're giving your body a lot of fat for fuel and protein, like a moderate amount of protein and a lot of fat, your body's gonna start producing ketones as energy. So that's basically the way that keto diet works, but it's very, very difficult to stick within that. So imagine you're having dinner and you can have a very, very high fat piece of meat, cool, and then you can have a lot of other fatty foods. So you can have avocados, you could have oil
Eggs.
on
You could have gammon, eggs, avocado.
Yeah, you could have these things, and these things are fun. Maybe you can have a few vegetables, but you have to be really careful because vegetables are a carb, and you can't have much. You can't have.
I think it's like 5 to 10% of your daily total is only like, you're only allowed 5 to 10% of carbs, and that is nothing.
So and when it comes to that, you can't, when 5 to 10% seems like way more than it actually is, because you can't be having, there's no way you could have any rice, or you can't have any starchy carbs. There's no way you're fitting those in. When it's down to like
fruit.
When it's down to 5%, fruit is nearly out the question. There's a few vegetables which are good, and there's I'm sure the way that when I was doing it, it was about 20 grams of carbs I could have. And when you're looking at carbs, you can minus the fiber in the carb off of your carbohydrate amount. So it's very confusing. But I did it for a long time. I think I got into ketosis, but I never checked. I think my camera's frozen now, but I never checked. So basically, I don't know if I was in ketosis or not, but I was in a very low carb, very, very low carb, insanely low, basically, for a very, very long time. Now, I actually didn't feel too bad doing it. However, I just got very bored, because when you're looking at the range of foods you can have, you can't have pizza, you can't have alcohol, you can't have pasta, you can't have anything with carbs, basically. So you can't have anything fun. You can't have cakes, you can't have this or that. You're stuck to high fat meats and some vegetables and oils.
Yeah.
And an avocado.
And not only is that like that's just not, for me, that's not enjoyable. Like, I love bread, like rice, potatoes. I love a jacket potato. But like, for like social life, it's super hard as well. Like,
so I think when I was doing this, I just started dating a new girl. That sounds bad. I just started dating someone, and like, it was quite difficult at the same time as well. And I think back, and I was like, you're such a knob. You should have just ate normal, like gone out for food with her and just enjoyed your life. That's the main thing about like keto. It's just like there's so much limitations to what you can eat. I don't think it's worth it, because you can. This is something we'll touch on later. You can get the same benefits, basically, from eating eating a different way. So you can still get shredded eating keto. You can still get shredded eating whatever way you want to eat. So for me, keto it isn't worth it. I would never try it again. And then the only times where I've seen that it does add benefit is for people with certain maybe like autoimmune disorders and things like that, where there is some basis for having it. And there's a few other things, I can't remember why, but it's really niche. but it has a massive popular following online and people swear by it. Therefore, it sounds great.
Yes. I mean, it's not for me. I've done a low carb diet and I didn't even like a low carb diet. So forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I mean, the odd day
I don't
eating
want to
low carb.
Yeah, exactly. Like some days, if I've like, I tell you what's a good one. Like if you've been out drinking and you've had like, I don't know, let's say you went out for burger, chips and had some drinks. The next day I'll go like lower carb because I feel a bit full anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like just constant low carb, like I don't want to be told like I can't have a banana. Like, I like my bananas and stuff, and they're really high carb.
Yeah, you can't be having that. Forget the banana. I think there's a few fruits which are really low in carbs, which you could just about squeeze in, but you still have to be careful. You still, let's be honest. If there's diet out there where you're having to watch your fruit and veg, it's not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
I'd be interested to see a vegan do keto. I'm sure lots of people do it, but that seems too tough.
That'd be weird. Going up, we can move on to vegan. Let's talk about vegan. My opinion on the vegan diet is I fully support people who do it like for like, say for example, I like animal rights and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I fully support people who do it for that and they stick to it 100%. Don't touch anything to do with animal, and they don't shove it in other people's faces. I don't like it when like it's happened recently all over like social media and stuff when that Netflix series came out. What was that called? Oh God, what was that called?
I'll think of it. Something. It was
Game Changer. Game Changer.
There was another one before that as well that was like filled with so much shit. I don't know if it was that or whether it was one before where one of them stated that eating eggs was as bad as having like 5 cigarettes a day or something. Like one egg is as bad as. It was just filled with so much propaganda and bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, I fully support people who go vegan that want to do it for that reasons. But I don't support people that go vegan and try and tell everyone it's the best for your health, the best for like getting fit, the best like I'm not saying 100% it's not, but in my opinion, it's not. Because when you're vegan, you are missing out on so many vitamins, minerals that
you are definitely deficient in certain
you are
things.
deficient in lots of different things. So you have to supplement. So you're just like, and that just defeats the object of whole foods. Like you want your vitamins and minerals mostly from like the original source, not from a processed and scientifically made supplement. So that just, for me, kind of defeats the object of vegan being the best for your health.
And I've seen some studies as well around like multivitamins and that, and whether the body actually reacts to them in the same way. There's some debate as to whether like these artificial multivitamins are actually as good, but we're not going to get into that. And whether there's enough data to actually show that, probably, I don't know. But it's definitely better to get all your nutrition from whole foods, and I don't know. You don't want to be deficient in stuff. So
well, yeah, it's like when you have a client who's not vegan and they say, "Do I need protein powder?" Well, you try not to get them onto protein powder. You try tell them to get their protein sources from like animals and meat and all things like that. Whereas and then if they still can't hit their target, then that's when you'd introduce a protein powder. But for vegans,
it's hard.
You need to stick. Yeah, if you need to, especially if you have like a calorie target. Let's say you're a woman, you have a calorie target of 1,500. No way. If you try not to use protein powder, no way are you going to hit your protein target.
I think people. I think there's a misconception about how much protein people need, because for the general public, I think in the fitness world, some people overconsume protein. However, outside of bodybuilders, the general public are, from my experience working with nearly all my clients, useless at getting protein in, and not even close to how much they should have. And when you find someone that's vegan or vegetarian, generally, from my experience, they average about 30 to 40 maximum grams of protein a day. I don't.
Which is not enough.
No, nowhere near. Considering, like, yeah, I mean, you're just nowhere near. So
and
that's
like
my experience.
Protein, like, it does so much in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Repairs. Like, if you've got injuries, you need even more protein. Like, hormones, everything. Honestly, there is a whole list of what protein does inside your body, and all them, like, so being a vegan, if you have, like, you're not gonna hit it without supplementing, basically.
It's unlikely. And I know there are people out there that do it, but general like when we're looking at general population, most people that follow these diets will not hit their protein requirements. And yeah, like you said, protein's important for so many reasons, and especially if you're trying to lose weight, for like retaining muscle. If you're so low on your protein, you're going to lose weight, but you might not lose the right weight.
Lose muscle. Yeah.
So
oh, go on. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I was basically going to say the same thing. But I think protein is just one of those things where I think most people struggle a little bit to hit their requirement anyway. But yeah, like the thing that makes it difficult is being vegan. And I just touched on our personal experience as well. I've eaten vegan, so I think probably around like 2016, 2017, I decided I was going to stop eating meat. And maybe some people can tell me I didn't do it for long enough, but I did not feel good. And I'm pretty sure my calories were still high. I'm pretty sure I kept my calories high. I tried to like up my calories of other things where the meat consumption came out. I was very aware of nutrition, so I tried to eat enough protein, but I was still training and I felt awful. And I ate probably vegan for like 3 months.
I was just about to ask you that question. How long?
And I feel like that's a fairly good amount of time. It didn't feel good. And maybe I would try it again, because I do respect the environmental aspects.
Oh, 100%.
And the ethical reasons. However, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like that diet worked for me. And whether I'm right or wrong on this, it brought me back to eating meat. And since then, I've tried to eat meat in an ethical way, try and get meat from good sources, but it's in my diet, and it will be in my diet for the foreseeable future.
Agreed.
So I guess like they're kind of the two popular ones at the moment.
Yeah, they're probably the two. Oh, wait. A lot of people talk about intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And they say, and like I've had clients ask me, like, should I intermittent fast?
So just touching on this quickly, from my point of view, intermittent fasting is not a diet, but people seem to think it's a diet.
Yes, agreed. Right? Totally agree.
So maybe explain like
a little bit comfy.
maybe explain like a little bit about intermittent fasting for anyone that's wondering.
So intermittent fasting is you have a specific time allowed, like a window, you could, like a specific window where you can eat your food. So usually people do it from like lunchtime, so 12 until 8 p.m. So usually you've got like an 8-hour window, and that's where you'd eat. So obviously you're skipping out breakfast, which I love my breakfast. I post it every day on Instagram. so if any of you guys follow me, you'll realize like I cannot intermittent fast. But yeah, so you have a specific window. And that is literally it to intermittent fasting. Like,
it's as
not
simple
a diet.
So I guess there's a lot of science around the benefits of intermittent fasting, and I think some of it is proven, some of it is disproven. But the key thing is that pretty much in terms of weight loss, intermittent fasting for weight loss, the benefits you're getting are solely from being in a calorie deficit. And it's just that you've shortened that window of eating. You're eating less, therefore you are losing more weight because you're eating.
You've skipped out your breakfast, so you've skipped out 400 calories there.
Yeah.
That's literally
it's as simple as that. And like also the term.
I tell you.
Go on.
Oh, go on.
I was going to say the term. The term is really dickish because essentially you're eating in a window that's shorter than normal. But everyone just eats their food in a window. Like some people eat in a 12-hour window, some people eat in a 16-hour window, some people choose to eat in an 8-hour window, and they call it intermittent fasting. But really, everyone fasts when they're asleep anyway. Like you're just extending that period of fasting.
That's why it's called breakfast, because you're breaking the fast.
Exactly. There you go. What a great point.
But the only ever time I would intermittent fast is if I know I'm going to have a larger meal for dinner.
100. I do this a lot. So I actually intermittent fast a lot. I like it.
So the only time I do it is if I know I'm like, let's say I'm going out on a night out, I'll try not to eat breakfast. But I struggle to do that if I'm training on the morning. Okay. So if I'm not training, I can do it. But then if I am training, I'll just have something very light for breakfast. But that is the only time I'd do it. If I knew I had a bigger dinner coming up, was going on a night out, then I will try and skip breakfast. So not eat till lunch.
So I think on the other ones, on the other diets, I'm happy to say don't do them. On intermittent fasting, I would encourage everyone to just see how you feel eating in different windows. Like there's no harm. If you skip breakfast, cool. Nothing's going to change.
There's no issue with that.
If you eat breakfast, fine. But don't be someone that eats breakfast just because they feel they have to, because it's the most important meal of the day, or doesn't eat breakfast because someone told them intermittent fasting is better. Like just eat whatever you want to eat. Eat in the window you want to eat in. So this morning, right? This is something I do a lot. If I'm working on my laptop, if I've got some really important work to do, generally I don't eat in the morning because I have found that if I haven't eaten and I'm just drinking water, I'm like way more sharper, but my brain is just sharper. And it might just be placebo, but I'm sure that is correct. I'm sure I'm sharper when I'm not eating.
I am the total opposite. I can't function without breakfast. But I have loads of clients that have asked me, like, you have breakfast every morning. Do I need to have breakfast? And I'm like, no, only if you want breakfast. Like, if you are hungry in the morning, don't starve yourself. Have something to eat. Like, I'm a bit of a weirdo. I'm thinking about food as soon as I wake up. So I try and leave it till about like 7, 8, usually 8, I'll have my breakfast.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't want breakfast and you feel sick on the morning, like some people feel sick after they have breakfast, don't eat it. It's just a waste.
Just do what
you
want to do.
Save them calories and have it for lunch.
And that's the other thing. When the couple of times I'll do it is if I'm doing strenuous exercise straight away. So this morning, for example, I went for a run, basically as soon as I got up. which were I got up and I had some water, I had a shower, and I don't ask me why I had a shower before I ran. I just did.
Yeah, that's
and
a bit random.
I just felt like having a shower. I just wanted to feel clean and in the zone, ready to go. And so I had a shower, got up. I don't know what time I got up. It was quite late, to be honest. Maybe like 9:30. But I didn't end up going out till about 10:30. But I didn't want to eat before that. So I just got up. I went and did 11 kilometers, which is, again, breaking my record for another week. But it's not like people overthink way too much into meal timing and when you should be eating, because I was just like, I don't want to run 11 kilometers with loads of like porridge in my stomach. I just knew I wouldn't feel good. So I just thought, I'll just eat when I get home. It's not like, just don't overthink it. Just eat when you want to eat, basically. And if your calories are lower for the day, or you're going to have a real big meal later, then maybe it is a good idea to skip out breakfast. But just not sounding over. In reality, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, eat when you want, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Eat at 10 p.m. if you want. If you've got a few calories left over, have a little biscuit before bed.
I try not to do that, because at that kind of time my cravings are high, and my willingness to abide by my calories is not there. I'm a bit naughty.
I try and put a time limit on my eating, but to be honest, that's partly because I have an early bedtime anyway. But yeah, so intermittent fasting, give it a try if you want to try it. If not, you don't need to.
My screen's gone, but I'm still here, don't worry.
Let's talk about the lovely Weight Watchers and Slimming World.
Okay, so let's just put these straight into the absolute bullshit category, right?
Yep.
Just straight up, not even using factual data.
Do you know one of the main reasons why I hate it?
Why?
Because they call certain foods sins. No food is a sin, guys. No food is a sin. There's no good or bad foods. You can have whatever foods you want. I hate Slimming World for calling them sins. It's naughty.
I think I don't. I'd love to actually follow one of the plans. I do understand how they work. They have a point system or a sin system, and you're allowed a certain amount of points or a certain amount of sins. I think Weight Watchers and Slimming World is slightly different. So maybe one's for one, one's for the other. But I know they have certain foods which are zero points or zero sins. And I know they change these over time, which ones fall into that category, but no food can be a 0 point food. You can't eat a ton of potatoes and still gain no weight. Like, you would get fat if you ate that much of that 0 sin food or 0 point food. Like, this is where it breaks down, because I understand they try to keep it really simple, and it does work for some people because the way they keep it simple, there is some logic behind it, obviously. However, just don't disrespect people. Teach them what they need to learn, and if they can't be bothered to learn it, well, I think that's on them. And
I saw this awesome post on Instagram. I think it was by. Do you follow The Fitness Chef?
Yeah, I think so.
So he did an awesome post the other day on Instagram where it was showing Weight Watchers food and normal food.
Yeah, so he always does comparisons, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, there was like a Weight Watchers bar and a chocolate bar. No difference in calories.
The difference in taste, difference in taste.
And different in price. Let me tell you that much. Weight Watchers, just slap a load of like extra pennies on there. Ridiculous. Get a chocolate bar for so much cheaper, the same amount of calories.
Again, we're promoting chocolate again.
Weight
for another week.
Weight Watchers and Slimming World, it's not worth it. You can do it so much more enjoyable.
If anyone has any questions on any of these diets, but like specifically Weight Watchers Slimming World, if you have questions on this, like if you're doing it now maybe, and you're wondering like why we slaying it, just reach out and ask us. Like if you want to find out a little bit more. And similarly, if you're doing a fucking shake diet, or any of these whatever kind of diets, that whether you just have a juice, no, just
Juice Plus, no,
piss off. That one really bugs me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Juice Plus and all that kind of stuff. Like, I would rather eat.
Yeah,
I would rather eat my food.
They work, but they don't work long term, because you will always go back to eating what you ate before. You can't stick on that juice diet forever.
That's why people do the juice diets so many times in their life.
Yeah.
Because they'll do one and then they'll put the weight back on. So, it's time for another juice diet.
Yeah,
so then they'll lose weight and then they'll put it all back on again. It's just
and the worst thing is
never ending.
Yeah, and you're constantly reinforcing yourself that, oh, I'm a bad person, I'm a fat person, I'm this, because you're just always getting that weight back. You're always feeling shit about yourself, rather than like someone that we work with. We might try and educate them to lose weight slightly slower, but a year down the line, they've still got that weight off, and they're slimmer with that weight still off, and they know how to carry on. Like, essentially, they could just ditch us, and they'll still know how to do it. Like, you don't have to keep buying juice or whatever it is to work. In these Weight Watchers Slimming World juices, they can work, but they're not really good long-term options.
No, very short-term options. Very short-term. Jake, I think it's time for Rate the Donut.
Okay, whilst we're in the middle of this, and then we can discuss a little bit more about
what we do.
Yeah. So I did buy the donut, but I have no idea what these are called.
So
the ring donut.
I'm guessing you thought it was just a standard original glazed donut, when in actual fact, this is a cream-filled donut that Jake's just shoved in his mouth.
I just found out. So Hayley said, I'm low on calories. Go get us some like low-calorie donuts. I thought it's got a hole in, so it's got less calories, but didn't realize it was filled with cream in the middle, the whole way around. So it actually might be quite high in calories.
It's about 300.
I burnt that running for sure. So
this is I love this donut.
Do you? It's all right.
Oh my god, yeah, I love that filling.
So we mentioned calories there. The way I like to put it is calories are king. Worry about calories, and then if you get your calories right, you're pretty much good. Once you got your calories right, you can worry about protein. Is the way I do it.
Yep.
And then you're pretty much there. Then for no one, unless you're an athlete, you don't really need to worry about anything else.
Yeah, I never, like, I've had clients ask me, like, should I eat this amount of carbs?
No.
Eat what you want with them.
I'll just say yeah.
Like, as long as
could I eat this amount of carbs? Yeah. I've got pizza, like, and it's quite high fat.
Carbs.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Fats, carbs, do what you want with them. Just hit the calories and then think about the protein. That is. And then Jake, our favourite diet is the flexible diet.
I was going to say the donut diet.
That is the one we follow, which we can have donuts on. So this is the way that I like try and teach all my clients flexible dieting. Like, you can still have the foods that you enjoy within reason. Again, sure. I've repeated this so many times. 80% whole foods, nutritious foods, less processed, and 20% donut. 20% you can have like some pizza.
20%
Like you can
delicious
still have
donut.
the food. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I eat a lot of whole foods. I'm pretty good with liquids. I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
I try get a lot of vegetables and fruit in a day, but I do eat quite a lot of shit as well.
I'm
In like going back to last lockdown, I lost 7 kilos in that lockdown, eating 3 takeaways a week.
Please don't promote that, Jake.
But
I don't. I don't want my clients eating 3 takeaways a week.
I know I wouldn't recommend it because it's not the healthiest. But just to show that you like, it's calories that count. Like, because
because let's be honest, all lockdown you were walking.
Mm-hmm.
So you were doing so much walking that you were burning so many calories that you can. That
I was
you
also
can have that.
I was sticking to about 2,300 calories as well, which is pretty low for me. So
yeah.
I was doing that most of the time. But this is something that you should do, which I didn't do. I didn't track any alcohol. So I probably was slightly over. I was probably a little bit more, maybe like 2,500 calories. But for me, that's probably a little bit of a
That's definitely a deficit for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, the majority of my diet is whole foods. Like sometimes people look at my plate and they're like, why does it always look like that? Like I've got always eaten veggies. I love veggies.
That's the thing. You eat a lot of really, really like healthy foods, and then that like enables you. You can pretty much a few times a week eat whatever you want, because the rest of your week, like that 80% of your week is very, very good. But
yeah, that's why. So throughout this like week, I've been super good. I've had that donut just then, and then the other day I had you'd be jealous. I had a cinnamon swirl.
Ooh, I'm a big fan of those.
Before a beastie leg session. But like so, and then Saturday night I'm gonna make homemade burgers. Like you just have to play around with the foods. Like that's the fun thing about flexible eating. Like I'm still gonna be able to stick within my calories, but I'm playing around and making like I don't want to call it like naughty foods, but I'm playing around and I'm making like what could be a takeaway.
Yeah. So I guess if I could keep it really simple, if I gave some advice to someone, I would say download MyFitnessPal because it's free. Track everything you eat and drink other than water. Anything that's not water that goes in your mouth, track that in MyFitnessPal. So I'm laughing there because I had a client once who's if she listened to this, it would be fucking hilarious. Her boyfriend put on her MyFitnessPal something like obviously inappropriate, so like something that goes in your mouth that isn't food, and he put it on her MyFitnessPal. So when she showed me, I saw her foods and it just said like, I can't even remember exactly what it said, but it was something very inappropriate and sexual, and it was hilarious. But yeah, other than that, any foods and drinks that go in your mouth, put them on MyFitnessPal. Track your foods, and just start to like understand a bit about food. After a while, you might not be tracking. You won't be tracking forever, but it's
you
handy.
don't have to track forever. It's so good to like understand. Like when I get clients to first start tracking, they're like, "Whoa, I didn't know there was that many calories in that food."
Yeah,
and then they start to understand it a little bit more, and it's just, and then you don't have to use it. Like a few years down the line, like when you know like what's in what, your body's just so used to it that you don't need to be.
So I don't track very often now. I track if I change my goals, or if I'm just curious about food, because like my knowledge of foods now from tracking is quite extensive. I know a lot I can look at most things and guess what calories are in there. But as a beginner, I'd say at least try and track for 1 or 2 months. You're gonna pick up so much understanding.
See, I wouldn't say I have to track, but at the moment I have been like really trying to work on my relationship with foods. So for me, it's really beneficial. And some people might think that's super weird, but like working on my relationship with food, like tracking it is really helping me, because then I know, like, because I would say a year ago, sometimes I would be in a bad place with food. Like I've done the whole binging thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done that, and I've just been trying to work on my relationship with food, work on myself, work on my self-love, as gay as that sounds, but I have been trying to work on that. So tracking for me is amazing, because
Mm-hmm.
if it just helps me know what I'm eating, what's in what, so I know that what I'm putting in my body is helping me and making me feel good, making me be healthy. And then if I have gone over a day, I know how much I've gone over. So then I can decide whether I feel as though I need to maybe like take that off the next day or the next like couple of days. Or for me, it's just I love tracking.
Yeah, there's no more accurate way. Like if you track your foods, I mean, apart from the fact that you're probably going to get quite a lot of it wrong, you're going to be as accurate as you can be. You're going to get parts of it wrong, especially at the beginning. But there's no more accurate way of working out what you're eating and how much you're eating, because eating healthy isn't necessarily going to make you lose weight, and eating unhealthy isn't necessarily going to make you gain weight. So you really need to find some understanding of calories and how it all fits together. But one of the biggest pushbacks I get is I don't have time. So I have a number in my head of how long I reckon it takes me to do a full day of tracking. How long do you reckon it takes you to do a full day of tracking?
Mate, I do it. It takes me 2 seconds after I've eaten every meal.
But it takes you more than 2 seconds, maybe 10. But like, I reckon per day maximum.
Actually,
5 minutes max. 5 minutes max for the whole day.
For me, not even 5 minutes.
It's so easy, and I know it might seem complicated at the beginning. It might take you 20 minutes. It might take you 10 minutes to get your first meal in there, and then your next two, it might take you 5 minutes. Next day, you're going to do it all in about 10 minutes. The day after, probably 8 or 9. Within a couple of weeks, if you're not doing it in 5 minutes, send us a message. We'll tell you what you're doing wrong, because it genuinely for 5 minutes a day is probably one of the biggest impacts you can have on understanding food.
Yeah, 100%, because when you can also, on the MyFitnessPal, you can add in regular meals that you have. So all you need to do is go press, and that's the whole meal added in. So my oats that I have every morning is already saved in there. So I'll just go, press, done. That was a second, not even 2 seconds.
Yeah, see, I don't even track. I don't even put them in there anymore now, because like very similar. It's weird actually. Breakfasts, because I have the same breakfast pretty much every day, and I know you kind of do. But when it comes to lunch and dinner, I don't want to have the same one.
No. Especially now that I'm at home, I don't often have the same thing.
But is that just because breakfast? Is it just because mine and your breakfast is different? But is it just because my breakfast is so nice? Do we just really enjoy our breakfast?
Yeah. We really enjoy our breakfast.
What do you have for breakfast? Talk everyone through it, because it looks as gross as it sounds, but apparently it tastes good.
My breakfast is awesome. So I would say I have like 3, but I'm going to tell you my top. Oats, in the microwave with water for 4 minutes, and then a scoop of my chocolate peanut butter cup protein powder. You can't get a better one than that. And then mix that in. I don't put that back in the microwave because, top tip, if you put protein powder into the microwave, it goes gross.
Yeah. Second that.
So I mix that in, and then frozen berries. And then sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit crazy, I put a little bit of, I've got like a low calorie chocolate sauce, and I just drizzle that on top. And that for me is a winner.
Okay, so that's not the one I was thinking of. That one's a bit more close to mine. I was thinking more of the Weetabix.
Oh, the Weetabix, that's a goodie. So
share that one as well.
It's either at the moment it's either 2 Weetabix or Sainsbury's own mince pie flavored shredded wheats. If you haven't had them, get on them. They are so good. So I'll do either of them with my chocolate protein, like the same one, chocolate peanut butter cup protein powder. Shake that up and pour that on as the milk.
It doesn't look that great, but it might taste nice. There's a lot of like sweetness and chocolate in there, so I think, I mean, I'm fairly similar to your first one in the way that I pretty much go for oats. Oats is my basis, so it either goes, there's 2 ways I do it. I either have an overnight cold oats, which I haven't done for a long time actually, but for probably like nearly a year, that was my staple breakfast. Like every single night, I would make my oats.
I think when I first started working at the gym group,
I was doing
that's what you were having.
And I tell you what, like there was a long time I was having that where someone asked me like, what would be your last meal if you were gonna die? That was it. Like that oats was up there, high level. So you put your oats in there in a bowl with a scoop of vanilla protein powder and water, like mix it all together, and then top with some frozen berries, some cinnamon. Done. Like it's really good amount of protein. It tastes incredible. It's just so nice. Like you mix the berries in, you squash them, all goes together really nice. However, I've now gone to like, I'm really into like warm porridge at the moment. So I just switched between cold and warm porridge. But my warm porridge, I don't put protein powder in it. So I have to make up for that protein later in the day, which is a little bit annoying, but I don't know. I don't like it with hot porridge. I don't think it works as well, but obviously you do. So I go oats. Generally, I go like 100 grams of oats, 80 grams of frozen berries, and then I just pour kettle water on. Let that sit whilst I'm making my coffee, and then once it's all like done, mix it all. You've got like this purple, ready porridge, like where all the berries have mixed in, and then top it off with some honey and cinnamon. And then if you're on a bulk, that's just my normal one. If I'm on a bulk, and if anyone listening is on a bulk, just chuck in loads of peanut butter and a banana, and you add like so many calories to that. So
yeah, so many calories.
And it tastes amazing still.
I think to sum up this podcast episode, 1, we love breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
2, we don't like the keto diet.
No.
And 3, like there's not one best diet for everyone. So
that's true. Try
intermittent fasting, try vegan. I mean, I don't want you to try Juice Plus, so don't do that one. So
don't try any of them in particular. Just take the bits from each of them that you like, mash them into your own custom diet, and then whatever your name is, call it the Jake diet or the Hayley diet, and that's your diet. Because there are foods you're not going to like. Yeah. There are foods you're going to like. Just put them all in one bloody diet. Make sure you're hitting your protein and your calories, and you're good.
Exactly. Not one best diet for everyone. Everyone is different.
Exactly.
And then also to finish off, go watch our YouTube channel.
Ooh, yeah.
Donuts of Fitness. Search that. Each week we're going to be adding on a new challenge video. Also, we do upload our podcasts on there, but unfortunately episode 2 isn't available in video format due to Jake deleting.
Error.
So
I permanently deleted it. Let's not talk about that. We've got over that this week. This episode will be up there.
This episode will be up there. And each week we're going to do like challenges. And then when we can, like when we get back into the gym, we'll post like gym workouts, like partner workouts, maybe like cooking recipes and stuff. So we're just going to be, well, yeah, basically watch it, guys, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share, guys. But yeah, so see you next week.
See you later, guys. Peace out.
Bye.